Morning CM, how are we doing? We all good? Morning Lewis, morning Joe. Got some news in about 25 minutes, so just watching for now. There's no point catching an entry yet if it's going to be holding through news. We're seeing a little bit of a megaphone on EU. Makes sense. Similar on the pound actually, so we've got highs getting higher, lows getting lower. It's not really something that you want to trade. But we've had a nice TP2 on the pound. Our swing position, you see that's rejecting the zone nicely. Hold that higher, look to stack it if we can. And then also we hit our TP2 from yesterday's trade called on the live. Nice 3.3%. That hit in the Asian session about 1 AM. Hit our TP1, pulled back, carried on. Things we love to see. But yeah, as of right now, we're just waiting on this news. 25 minutes. See what happens. Big Bailey. Let me just go ahead and share the link out. Bear with me guys, just sharing the link on socials. Can you explain why the TP2 stop loss on EU due to spreads? If you held EU overnight, as soon as the market closes at like 10 PM, the spreads massively increase. So this is something that I've gone over in the course. I've already made the video. I'm just putting like the rest of it together. How spreads are affected during market hours. Basically, when the market is trading in London session and in New York session, and when there's lots of liquidity and lots of volume, it's very easy for brokers to deliver you price because there's so many buyers and sellers changing hands, therefore price is very liquid. When it's out of hours, market hours, so like 10 PM to like 1 AM or whenever like no one's trading, it's very hard for buyers and sellers to convert in a liquid fashion. So for every buy order, there needs to be a sell order. For every sell order, there needs to be a buy order. So if there's no one there around to sell when you're trying to buy, or if there's no one there around trying to buy when you're trying to sell, there's going to be a large markup on that price by the broker. The way that they'll factor that in is by applying a larger spread. Because you can't sell your position to the broker if the broker doesn't have anyone around to buy your position off of you. So when that happens and when the market is out of hours, they'll massively mark up the spreads so that they can still be in business and they're not just like literally losing money by delivering and filling your trades. So that's why spreads and slippage increases in out of hours market sessions. That's why it's much better to trade intraday and like during peak market hours, so that there's always a seller there ready to buy your position and vice versa. So that's why out of hours market spreads happen. Also, just on the back of that, we have what's called weekend rollover and weekend swap. Now, most people don't realize this happens on Wednesdays. So every Wednesday, if you're holding a position, the brokers will charge you a swap fee to account for the fact that you might be holding it over the weekend. The reason they charge it on a Wednesday, it's something to do with like a 3-day rollover of your position. Like it doesn't fully go through on the broker's side for like 3 days. So they actually charge weekend swaps on a Wednesday. I see a lot of beginners saying things like, oh, I closed it out on Friday because I don't want to get charged weekend swaps. That's completely not true. If you want to do that, you should actually close your positions on a Wednesday because that's when they charge it. So yeah, that sort of ties in with the whole like holding overnight, holding over the weekend, stuff like that. Should stop loss be altered during out of hours if holding a position overnight? It's a risky one, mate, because if you are changing your stop loss, you kind of don't know how high you need to change it, you know? You don't, like, it's kind of hard to account for how much more they're going to widen the spreads. You could even get slicked out, like you could widen your stop loss and that hit stop loss anyway, and now all of a sudden you've lost 2% on your trade instead of 1% and stuff like that. So I personally wouldn't. If it is something that affects you, just close your trade full TP1. So yesterday, for example, in this example, instead of holding this all the way up here and then going overnight to hit TP2, you can just close in full at TP1. So you would have closed everything out there if that's something that's going to affect you, and you would have made the 2.37% on that TP1 instead of holding it through the night and then getting stopped out like here in that out of hours market spread if you had your stop loss at BE. If you didn't have your stop loss at BE and you just held the original stop loss, I doubt you would have got stopped out. It's just if you had stop loss at BE as per the strategy that would have stopped you out if you had like a high markup on your spreads for holding that overnight, which on a funded account you definitely will. Like funded accounts, they mark the fuck up out of your spreads because obviously they're banking on you losing money so that they keep your challenge fee, as is any B-book setup. But yeah, if it is something that affects you, trade the variation where we just take full TP at TP1. This has actually been very effective recently. So the start of this year, January and February, we've seen a lot of times where trades hit TP1 and then reverse to break even and stuff like that. So this isn't even a bad setup at all, taking full TP at TP1. I trade like this on my challenge phases anyway, just to get it over and out of the way. So if you want to look at doing something like that to prevent holding overnight, that's something you can do. The intraday strategy, it's very rare that we hold overnight. It's not a common occurrence at all. Usually you'll close out like before New York evening. It just so happens that this was a 10-minute trade basically. So this was looking at trading on the 10-minute time frame, so that's why it happened. But if we're trading on the 1-minute, 2-minute, 5-minute, it's very rare that we'll hold overnight. So it's not like a common occurrence there. But yeah, you can always just trade TP1, or if it gets to, you know, New York evening and you're still holding and you're worried about that, you could just change the stop loss to the actual stop loss rather than break even, or you could just close the trade out manually rather than risking it hit your break even level overnight. But yeah, hopefully that's a little bit educational about out of hours market spreads and weekend swaps as well. Right now, in terms of live trading, we're just looking at these. So we've got two megaphones appearing on the EURUSD and pound US dollar. A megaphone is where you have price getting lower but also getting higher at the same time. This is a classic sign of volatility. It tells us that price isn't in an uptrend, it isn't in a downtrend, it's not even consolidating, it is just volatile. So this is not something you want to trade. The reason this is happening is because we've got news at 9:30 affecting the pound, which will then obviously affect the euro. So we're not trading anything until that news has been priced in and realised, and then we'll look to trade the market afterwards. So yeah, feel free to ask me any questions in the meantime, anything you want to go over, anything you're unsure about, and we can go ahead and answer that. We could have actually had an Asian session sweep trade this morning. I've kind of gone off trading it because we've got, in the Telegram structure, we've got kind of too many strategies at once already. So when we upgrade to the Discord, we'll start trading that fully. But at the moment, it's a little bit analysis paralysis, information overload for all the new members who just want to learn trading, not have like 5 different strategies trading at once. Obviously, when you progress and you level up and you become a professional trader, you do want to have multiple strategies. You do want to operate like a hedge fund where you've got a basket, an ensemblement of strategies trading on your funds rather than just trading one strategy. It is the way to level up once you become a professional trader and you start managing your funds more like a portfolio than just like learning trading as a side hustle. So, yeah. When we upgrade to Discord, it'll be a lot easier. We'll section all the different strategies out side by side in separate rooms, and we'll also have multiple trading mentors teaching different perspectives on trading, which is important. So that should be happening within the next couple months. I kind of just want to stagger upgrades one by one rather than like going too soon, too fast, because it follows like a linear order. So it's best to follow it, understand it, then upgrade it. Follow it, understand it, then upgrade it. And we'll follow a structure like that. Joe says, with trades that take a while to hit TP, how do you help with your discipline? It comes from the confidence of doing it over and over again. So when you backtest heavily on the bar replay mode, so upgrade your trading view, get this bar replay mode. I can send you a link that gets you $15 off. Obviously, the standard trading view package is free, but if you actually want to become a trader, you kind of need to purchase like at least the bare minimum plan for trading view if you want to level up. You can then get bar replay mode, you can get more alerts and stuff like that. Bar replay mode is basically where you can go back in time on the charts like this, and then play price out as it would have happened, and then you can stop it, analyze it as if this is live price. So you can say, okay, we've got a change of character here, like this. I'm going to wait for that to form a high. That one kind of happened too fast, but you can say, I'm going to wait for price to form a high, look for that 61.8 pullback, and then I'm going to take price up to this Asian range, have my stop loss beneath that low, and then see how that would have played out in real time. And then you can watch the chart play out like this, as if it's live. Obviously not live, but like sped up live. And then just gather the data on how that would have played out over time for you. And once you have like massive amounts of data, you become a lot more comfortable in the long run with saying, okay, I've seen this 1,000 times. I know that price came all the way up to my TP, didn't hit it, reversed all this way, but I'm confident enough that I've seen it happen over time enough that if I just enter the market, set my levels here, and let price ride, it makes me money. You just got to be patient. In terms of discipline, it massively helps to, number one, don't look at your MetaTrader, okay? Don't look at your MetaTrader open trades and see the numbers flicker. Focus on the charts. So if you do check your position, check it by looking at TradingView. Don't check it by looking at your MetaTrader open trades, because that's where like the dopamine like more comes from. Don't focus on the money, focus on the charts. So that's one tip that I have for everyone. Just don't look at the open trades. Obviously you got to check that they're still open and they're still holding it and nothing's fucked up, but when it comes to like measuring where the trade is, you want to see the chart, not the MetaTrader. And then number two, don't become obsessed with checking your position all the time. It's something you do as a beginner when you're holding a trade, like every fucking half an hour you open it up and check on it and see if it's moved. And that will massively fuck with your head, because like in this example here, where we just saw a trade got tapped in, came all the way up here, and then it's like pulled all the way back down, faked coming up, pulled all the way back down further. It's just going to wreck your head. So you want to just set your levels and then sit and wait for them to happen. Set an alert. Look how easy that is. Bang, set my alert. And then I'll set an alert like at my stop loss to break even. And then the market either hits here or hits here. And it's going to tell me when it does that. I don't need to open it up and look myself. I can literally automate TradingView telling me when I need to look at the chart, and then just get on with your life. Again, it's something I say a lot. A lot of people hop into trading for freedom and then find themselves addicted to the markets, and the markets have complete control over your life, and you're constantly checking MetaTrader, you're constantly checking TradingView. That is not the freedom that you got into trading for. You've now got like a bad habit of over checking and over trading. So trade based on your levels, set your alerts at your levels, and only be concerned about your levels. Set your alerts, that's when you look at your charts. Don't like have this bad habit of just constantly opening it up and looking at it for the sake of it, because that's when it starts to wreck with your head, and it's kind of like a gambling problem than it is investing when that happens. So it's important to draw the line there. So yeah, hopefully that's useful advice. It's what worked for me, and I'm sure it's what works for everyone else as well. So yeah, we've got 10 minutes till Governor Bailey does his thing. What's he doing? He's speaking. Any more news on that? A panel discussion titled Preserving and Enhancing Open Financial Markets in Brussels. So yeah, that'll affect the euro heavily as well. Volatility is often expected during speeches as traders attempt to decipher interest rate clues. Big boy Bailey. So yeah, we just got to wait for this to play out before we can do anything. Yes, people, I am here, don't worry. Got this news in 4 minutes. Just sort of doing some shit on my phone to spread the word out about yesterday's trades and then spread the link out for this session, get more people inside. Right then, we've got the news now. See how this affects the pound. we've got these equal lows, and we've got these equal highs. Engineered liquidity. See what happens. Overall on the 5 minute, we've got megaphone, lower lows, higher highs. Not something we want to trade. So, like I covered on this week's Sniper Sunday, it's not just about knowing how to trade, it's also about knowing when to trade and when not to trade. So yeah, let's see how the news affects the markets so that we can just get it over with and start trading. Good morning, Milo. No, you're not late, mate. We've got news at 9:30. Price is volatile at the moment anyway, so we're just kind of waiting to see how this news gets priced in. If the markets show any form of trend afterwards that we can trade on. Right now, we do have this idea of the Asian session being swept, hitting this low. That's supported by price now breaking below the EMAs, using it as resistance, is coming back down. I just want to wait to see how this little box of price gets dealt with before we do anything further. This is just engineered liquidity, so usually you'd probably see this get taken out before going lower. So we just want to wait to see how this is dealt with based on Governor Bailey speaking right now. So it's not really a time to trade right this second. You've not missed anything. It's just a case of waiting for stuff to be priced in and then seeing if we get a clear direction to trade. Otherwise, this isn't price action that you really want to be trading, so we'd just leave it. So that low has been broke. That's what we're after. So this is the news effect. We still have this low of this megaphone that we want to inspect. Currently, although it looks from this that price is pushing lower, with this action previously, you never know. We could just keep megaphoning, which is where you basically go low, high, low, high, low, high, and there's just no trend. So we do want to wait for this. We don't want to get too impatient and just trade it. It does look like we're trending here, okay, but you've got to be aware of this because you're not actually getting lower lows, lower highs just yet. Otherwise, we could take a trade from this low to this high. Sorry, this high to this low because we're shorting. Usually we would look for price to come up here and then trade down here, something like that. I do just want to be extra cautious because Governor Bailey is speaking right now. We've got news occurring as we speak, so we do want to be careful. Price will be volatile right now, so I kind of just want to let this pass. Once that's finished, then I'll be starting to trade. Welcome, Jack. Hope you're having a good morning. We've had 2 TPs close this morning, so I think we've made like 6.5 RR this morning so far, which is very nice. Obviously, that's from trades that have happened yesterday and in the previous week. So ones that we've been holding that have closed out in profit. That's nice. We just want to wait to see now how the news impacts price. Looks like the pound is trying to sell lower with a target of this session range down here. But again, when you have higher highs and lower lows occurring at the same time, you kind of want to wait for price to have a little bit more normality before you return back to trading and executing. Right then, so now we need to decide, are we looking to trade this lower? Okay, so we have this schematic that we usually look for. Price is respecting the EMA. Price is making lower lows and lower highs. It's just that it's coming after a news candle. We have had the close beneath that level, so usually we would see it retest. It's just I would have preferred to see it swipe those highs and then come down first. So I am indecisive about if I will take this one, to be honest. But we'll see how it looks. Just under a 4 pip stop there. Take it down to the 27. Oh, add that on, take that off. EU is still forming that fucking stupid megaphone pattern. So we are still seeing volatility on the dollar right now. Nothing to trade on EU. EU has swept the Asian low and would probably be looking up to take that Asian high. Whereas GU has done the exact opposite. GU's taken the Asian low, already taken the Asian high, and now coming back down. So we've completely swept all the liquidity underneath the Asian range. We've swept the liquidity above that Asian range, and now we're back inside the range. Hopefully, selling off. If we look top down, okay, we've seen that prices hit TP1 and TP2, and this will be a common area that everyone sells off from. Okay, we've already pumped sell orders into the market at this level, precisely in this wick. Other professional traders will be doing the same as well, pushing price lower, filling in some imbalance down here. So it is supported from the top down perspective that GU would want to seek liquidity lower down in price. And we do have a decent setup here on the 2 minute. We just need to see if price will pull back for us or not, and if it will do so in a sensible manner without wicking us out. Might just take the low without even tapping us in. Looking at this. Yeah, low's been taken. Wait for the next one. Alright, looks like we've formed a low again here. Take it from the same high. 71 again. TP1. TP2. It's a nice 3.2 lining up. 3.9 pip stop. Let's load up the MetaTrader ready. GU 1 minute spread is currently 2 ticks, or is it 3 ticks? 2 ticks will do us. So just getting this ready. I'm not entering a limit just yet. For everyone that always asks, just pricing up my position size. So what we want to see is some form of candlestick rejection before our zone, and that gives us a confirmation to entry. No confirmation, no trade. Now I'm going to crack a Red Bull for good luck. Hopefully gives this trade some wings. Right now we're seeing that push up. What I might do, look at this on the 1 minute instead. Cheers, Adlin. It's either a Red Bull or an iced coffee. Draw this on for the visuals. We're still waiting for entry. Yes, indeed. No confirmation, no trade. Nope, not a sell limit. We're waiting for confirmations first, and then we'll look to enter. See how we're looking on the 2 minute. Yeah, no confirmation just yet. I want to see something like a doji, shooting star, spinning top, tweezer top, anything like that from this 61.8. If it's a weak shitty rejection, then I won't enter still. So you just gotta wait and see what sort of setup we get. Check how this looks on some different time frames. 5 minute doesn't look as good, to be honest. We do have this low megaphone being supported, so it's not really what you want to see. I'm hoping that this continues down, trading lower, now that the news has passed, as opposed to still trading in this megaphone, which would see price do this and take us out. So hoping that ain't the case. Now that we've had the news release and price has consolidated, closed, found a direction, we're looking for price to keep trading lower. We just want to see some rejection from that 61.8 level first before we get an entry from the 71. So let's see what happens with this candle. That's a nice shooting star so far on the tick candle. See how this closes. This is the 2 minute candle as well. So depending on how this closes, we will be getting a limit from this. So let me mark that up. Entry. SL. Show you guys my MetaTrader. GU. Sell limit. 48 lots please. Straight down the pipe. 2 tick spread. Entry at the 61. TP there. Yep. I'm going to full close at TP1, just like that, and then we wait for this candle to close if it is going to close that way. So that's 1 minute of rejection. Wait and see how this candle closes now. This one wasn't really a rejection candle. Little wick off, but it's still engulfing this previous price. Not entering off that just yet. Need more than that, basically. So spinning top. It's not quite off the 61 though, is it? That's an engulfing if it closes like that, but we're still in the tick, so price is moving. This is some crazy tick action going off right now. Right, I think that gives me enough reason to enter now. We've had a decent bit of rejection off that 61.8. I am going to sell limit that. Thank you very much. Entry there. 261, stops above that high. This broker feed's a little bit off. Or maybe it's just the spread that I've applied, 2-tick spread. 39, 41. I think my broker fees are a little bit off. Anyway, let's post this for the VIP. So we've got a GBPUSD limit. Entry SL TP1 TP2. This is TP2. Entry stop loss. Entry TP2 TP1 and this is a 3.18R trade. Oh, there you go. See if this one comes back to tap the 71. So that is a nice rejection off the 61.8. What we want is for that to come and tap that 71 to give us our trading setup. Price is moving fast. So we had a few wicks off that 61.8 and the EMA. That could have been a setup off the 78.6 if you wanted to be risky, but because it's straight after news, I did want to take it from this high instead. Let's see if that tags us in or not. If we do get down to like this candle body low, I'll probably close that limit, but we'll see. Actually, maybe I won't. Could be a change of limit if price does get all the way down there. Keep this for now. Alright, let's see what happens. So it looks like we're not going to get that retracement. Price looks to have just played off that EMA perfectly to come back down, taking out, making a lower low. It's not all bad. Still early in the trading range. It's only 10 AM. So even if that does break the low, we'll just look for another pullback to trade lower. But yeah, price has moved fast this morning. We had the confirmations, we had the rejections. Truth be told, what you could have done is taken the fib from this high, like that, and then you would have caught the trade from here, from this 78.6 or even this 71 would have done fine. You'd have had your rejections needed from this tweezer top, pull back, caught your trade within either here or here, even on this wick. TP above there, TP 1 and 2 there. That would have been a nice trade if we caught that. The reason I didn't is because this is coming straight after news, so I did want to see price maybe pull back and fill in that previous zone a little bit more. But that's not how it played out today. But yeah, it's not the end of the world. It's not a loss, just not an entry. With price hitting this level now, we're forming, if this does come back up to this level, we would be trading into a triple bottom. So I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cancel my limits and look for the next one. Simple as that. So let's get that out in the VIP as well. Yeah, that low's been taken out, so no trade. We just simply use this previous support as resistance, in line with using the EMA as resistance as well. And now we've already broke that low. Price is very volatile today. You've got these high highs there, you've got these lower lows there, another megaphone inside what is already a megaphone. So yeah, very, very volatile this morning. Let's get the word out for everyone to cancel their limits. Now what we look for same as before. Here's our trading range bottom there. Make that green so you can see it. That's where we'd be looking to trade down to, following this plan of just lower lows, lower highs, respecting the EMA and respecting the fibs. If price gets down to this low, then we will change it up and not just keep selling downwards. But right now we are in a valid selling range. So we just got to keep waiting for lower lows and lower highs to sell lower. See where the fib is going to coincide with the EMA, with the rejections beforehand, and then look to trade price lower. Simple as that. Still plenty of time left in the range and still plenty of canvas space left in the trading range as well. So we just got to wait for this to actually form a low to trade from. In the meantime, we wait. You holding the GU buy till TP3? Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't I? That's the strategy, right? TP1, TP2, TP3. Okay, price is selling off hard. We were right about being short the cable today. Unfortunately, we were looking for a deeper pullback than this, but it did kind of respect our analysis in terms of price making lower lows, lower highs, using this EMA as resistance, using this previous support zone as resistance, and now it is melting off all the way down to this trading range. Once price hits this trading range line here, where I'm looking to trade up to, which is the Asian low, then I'll reconsider whether I want to keep selling into that or not. So we just have to wait and see how price reacts at that level, basically. But that gives me my lower bound, so to speak, of where I will short down to. If we do manage to get a pullback before then, we will be trading price lower. Granted that we have the necessary EMA action, granted that we have the correct fib level given as a setup from it, and granted that we have some form of candlestick rejection leading up to that zone. With all of that in place, then yes, we will be looking to sell down towards our level. If the trading range is before our TP2, we'll set the trading range as our TP2 like that. Okay, so that's what we're waiting on right now. Yes, I will just be sat here on mute, working in the background. You guys don't want to hear me sat typing like this. You know, when you're intraday trading, like I am, like I'm not just sat here watching paint dry, watching these candles form. Like I am working in the background, so I do have my mic on mute unless there's any questions or unless there's anything to cover on the charts. Your video's not frozen, it's not paused, it's not glitching. I'm just sat here on mute waiting for shit to happen. You know, the trading range intraday is like 3 or 4 hours, so it's not like a case of just sat watching the tick candles. You know, you'll drive yourself nuts. So I will just be sat here on mute unless anyone's got any questions, or if anything happens that needs to be taken action on the charts. Right, so price is approaching this trading range that we've set by the Asian low. Let's just move that down a tick, make it exact. What it kind of is, it's just in that tick. Okay, so we've hit our trading range low. So, kind of need to see how price reacts from this level before deciding to go any further, because we could be looking at a scenario where we just sweep these lows and then trade price higher. So we don't just want to blindly keep selling this lower like that, because obviously in this scenario we'd get stopped out. So we do need to just take our foot off the gas now, stop looking for entries, and it is just a waiting game to see what happens with price at this point. So as much as it would be nice if trading was like being an automatic rifle, like a machine gun, and just firing non-stop, it is not like that at all. So you actually do need to just know when to not trade and when to trade. Trading is more like being a sniper than it is being a machine gun. So it is about sat waiting for the right setup than it is just, you know, blasting trades 24/7. That's when people overtrade. That's why people lose so many trades, because they don't know when to not trade, basically. So our trading range has been taken out. We won't be looking to resell into that unless we see a close beneath this range. So the sell scenario is still on. We just need to see price close beneath these lows and then continue lower if we're going to keep shorting. Okay, so we don't want to sell into the range. We want to wait for the range to extend and close beneath, and then we can continue the sell side direction. I do think that's what's going to happen. I've taken my 75% of my position out here now. I do want to see a retracement on this, so we are looking to stack entries on this. If price does come back down here, we're looking to keep adding up and keep loading up on longs for price to keep pushing higher. So overall bias is we do actually want GU to come down and retrace so that we can get in more longs, and the more that price trends, the more people start taking their profits out. You see that curve start to curve off, and that's how you have proper order flow. Buyers turning into sellers, sellers turning into buyers. Price can sell off not just from people selling, but it's also previous buyers closing their profits. So that's important to understand. Even if nothing is happening on the pound right now for people to short it, even if there's just too many, if the market's too long, those long orders are going to turn into short orders at some point when people are collecting their profits, right? So we are waiting for GU to come down a bit anyway. But yeah, this trading range is about to be invalidated, so we will just be sat waiting for another trading range to present itself, whether we have a change of character higher or whether we have a close beneath this low and we extend the range lower. So right now it's just a waiting game. If you look on EU, terrible. Look at this piece of shit. You would not trade that. There's your lows. There's your highs. Price is just consolidating. You want to see that breakout, form some form of direction afterwards. That's not something that you would sensibly trade. So yeah, right now we're sat on our hands waiting, seeing if anything is worth taking. Okay, so what we're seeing here, as I mentioned, this was our trading range at the bottom. We only wanted to short down to this level. Price has now swept the level and has closed higher. Okay, so like we said earlier, we reacted with this level and now we've got a change of character higher, so price is likely to now push higher from here. Not necessarily, it might also keep pushing lower, but because we're at this stage, we don't want to take a trade here. So I'm not going to be trading this until we get some more clearer price action. Because yeah, price could be sweeping the liquidity from there. You can see price is wicked beneath those lows to gather that liquidity, and this could either push higher or it could just be like a fake and then close beneath this. So we're not trading until we see a close beneath this low, or until we see price making higher highs and higher lows to the upside again. So no trade from me right now. EU again is still a piece of shit, not really doing anything. We're just ranging between this channel, so it's not worth trading that either. So yeah, looks like a day off. So those are our two options there, sell side or buy side. The reason we didn't take a trade from this is because we have this liquidity here, okay, lying beneath that, which is lying right beneath that Asian low. So rather than just blindly selling price lower, we need a valid trading range to trade to and between. As soon as price took that out, we stopped looking for sells, and now we wait and reanalyze. Reason being, we've got this where price has taken out that Asian low, swept the liquidity from here, and now we've got a change of character and price is making higher highs and higher lows. So at this point, we want to wait for this EMA to be broken above, and we want to see some actual higher high, higher low structure to trade price higher. If not, the other scenario is that this EMA carries on playing out and we use that EMA as resistance like we see here, and we trade price beneath this low and continue lower like that, using that EMA as a form of resistance. So there's two scenarios in which we'll look to take trades. There is also the third scenario that neither one of those happens and we don't take a trade at all. Whatever happens, we just got to react to what price is doing. There's no point guessing what's going to happen. You've got to wait to see what happens and then trade as a result. Okay, trading is not guessing. Trading is about waiting for your setup to play out. If it does, then you've got a valid trade to take. Right now, you just got to sit on your hands and wait to see what happens in the market. No, no trades going on, mate. We're either waiting on. Show you what we're waiting on. Either waiting on this to close lower, or we're waiting on this to close higher. But right now, we need a change of character below there, or we need this EMA to show us high highs and high lows beneath. So let's go option B. Oh, option B, or option A. For now, we wait. There you go. For now, we wait. Trading is not always about executing. Sometimes you just got to wait and let price come to you, and that's what we're dealing with here. Also amazing that you sit on live and go through everything. Great support. Yeah, appreciate it, mate. Appreciate it. I am sat. I do intraday trade. So unlike a lot of people that claim they're some trading guru but don't actually trade, I do, believe it or not, sit here and trade the London session. So I might as well make a live out of it. I'm not as active speaking wise as I could be if it was like a massive 100 group of people asking questions all at once. But you know, usually I would just be sat working while I've got my other screen up anyway. So that's kind of what I do. When things are moving in the market, I am here talking, speaking about trading, asking questions and stuff. Each little snippet of me speaking does get clipped and is going to be started to post on social media as well. So it provides me with good content. So I might as well do it. Provides everyone with just direct one-to-one messaging access on these lives as well. So really good to help out people from an education standpoint as well. But yeah, trading, as I'm sure you're all aware, trading is not like a machine gun. It's more like being a sniper. So there are a lot of times when we are just sat waiting, like you would be if you were a sniper. You know, you sat at the top of a hill, lying prone in the grass for days, waiting on the right shot. It's not all about running and gunning, playing Call of Duty, quick scoping people, is it? So yeah, apologies if I am quiet from time to time, but sometimes the markets are just quiet from time to time, so I'm not just going to speak for the sake of it. But yeah, do feel free to ask any questions, anything at all. If you're thinking it, other people are thinking it, so it really helps to just serve as like a good FAQ. And then, like I said, it'll get clipped, put it on social media, and provides me with good content, provides people with good value education as well. So it makes sense to showcase people what I'm trading while I'm trading it. So it's been a bit of a slow one today, I know. We did have an opportunity here, but it didn't pull back enough for us to get an entry. It looks like what's happening now is that price is finding some support from this EMA. So you see price broke above it, used it as some decent support, and now we've got a bullish engulfing candle engulf all of that previous price. So it looks like this scenario might be option A. If we see something like this coming back down like that, retesting, pushing higher, this is probably going to be a play for the New York session. It's a bit late in London to be looking for an entry off of this now. We've still got 20 minutes left, so I'm going to stay on live for this next 20 minutes just to see what actually plays out. EU, nothing happening. Pound seems to be the move. Even still, we're not quite above the 5-minute EMA, so we could see some rejection off this 5-minute to still see option B playing out. But yeah, nothing really for us to trade. We're in no man's land at the moment, so sit on your hands, take the day off for now. But yeah, I'll be on live for another 20 minutes just to see if anything does play out. I've got a KYC interview for my Alpha Capital payout. Yeah, mate, you do need to do that with them. So they basically just want to, rather than it being like a submit your passport and driver's license, it's a little bit more like hop on a video call with them, verify that it's you, and they'll ask you to basically talk through your trading strategy and why you've taken the trades that you have, so that you can actually talk through your strategy sensibly, prove that you actually know what you're doing. Because basically, yeah, if you just hop on a live account and start gambling and you don't have any like methodology to trading at all, they don't want you trading their accounts. So you do need to verify yourself for a bit more like a rigorous KYC process. But all in all, it's straightforward, mate. You just got to prove that it's you and that you're actually a capable human being, not someone just treating their accounts like a slot machine. It's nothing to worry about at all. Right, so 12 o'clock's been hit. Not too much action today. We did have this opportunity here, but we wanted it to pull back a little bit deeper before selling off because it was right after the news. Option A and option B haven't played out yet. Probably going to be a setup for the New York session if anyone is intraday trading New York. I'm not. Now it's past my trading range. I'm going to head off. If you haven't already, make sure to check in and watch the Sniper Sundays video for the trade breakdowns of the previous week. And all the VIP members, make sure to check out the weekly analysis for the coming week ahead. But thanks everyone for tuning in. Hope everyone has a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.